Aerial footage of the Chernobyl exclusion zone fades in. The haunting remnants of Pripyat loom under a gray sky, while static and Geiger counter clicks fill the audio. A title card appears, unveiling the shadows of Chernobyl, the top 250 mutations and myths. Welcome, esteemed viewers, to an in-depth exploration of one of the most enigmatic regions on our planet, the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Since the catastrophic nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986, this area has been shrouded in mystery, giving rise to countless stories of mutated creatures and eerie phenomena. Today, we delve into the scientific realities and the legends that have taken root in this radioactive landscape. To comprehend the genesis of these mutations and myths, we must revisit that fateful night. At precisely 1 hour 23 minutes and 45 seconds a.m., Reactor number 4 of the Vladimir Ilyich Lenin nuclear power plant underwent a critical meltdown, an event marked as the worst nuclear accident in history. The explosion released an estimated 5.2 million tera-becquerels of radioactivity into the atmosphere, dispersing radionuclides like cesium-137 and iodine-131 across Europe. The immediate radiation levels near the reactor peaked at 300 sieverts per hour, a dose lethal to humans within minutes. The long-term environmental contamination transformed over 2,600 square kilometers into an exclusion zone, effectively freezing time in this region. Radiation is a formidable force at the atomic level, inducing ionization that can sever DNA strands and disrupt cellular processes. In the wake of Chernobyl, flora and fauna were subjected to unprecedented levels of ionizing radiation, leading to observable mutations in successive generations. Yet, beyond the science, a tapestry of folklore began to weave itself into the narrative. The intersection of tangible scientific phenomena and the human penchant for storytelling ignited a proliferation of myths about monstrous beings inhabiting these lands. Insect mutations and legends. The radwing butterflies. Observed phenomenon. Researchers documented butterflies exhibiting wing deformities and altered coloration due to oxidative stress from radiation exposure. Notably, a study published in Scientific Reports, 2012, indicated a correlation between radiation levels and morphological abnormalities in the pale grass blue butterfly, Ziziria maha. Mythical interpretation. Locals speak of radwing butterflies, with luminescent wings that glow in the dark forest, guiding lost souls. Iron ants. Observed phenomenon. Increased exoskeleton thickness in certain ant populations has been noted, potentially as an adaptive response to environmental stressors. Mythical interpretation. Tales of iron ants, with impervious exoskeletons capable of withstanding extreme conditions, have been shared among workers in the exclusion zone. Glow moths. Observed phenomenon. Bioluminescence is not a trait of moths in this region. However, some studies suggest that radioactive contamination can cause fluorescence under UV light due to radionuclide accumulation. Mythical interpretation. Stories tell of glow moths emitting eerie green light, symbolizing nature's warning signals. Aquatic terrors. The giant catfish of the cooling pond. Observed phenomenon. Catfish in the cooling ponds near the reactor have been reported to reach sizes significantly larger than average. While some attribute this to radiation-induced gigantism, experts suggest ample food supply and lack of predators are more plausible causes. Translucent amphibians. Observed phenomenon. Studies have found frogs near Chernobyl exhibiting higher levels of melanin, potentially as a protective mechanism against radiation. A 2016 study in evolutionary applications noted these changes in the eastern tree frog, Hyla orientalis. Mythical interpretation. Glass frogs are said to be completely transparent, a metaphor for the invisible dangers of radiation. Avian mutants. Black-feathered barn swallows. Observed phenomenon. Barn swallows in contaminated areas have shown increased levels of melanism. The darker plumage may aid in radiation protection by absorbing and dissipating harmful ultraviolet radiation. Mythical interpretation. Referred to as shadow swallows, these birds are thought to be harbingers of doom in Slavic folklore. Decreased brain size in birds. Observed phenomenon. A study published in PLOS One, 2011, found that birds from areas with high radiation levels had smaller brain sizes, likely due to developmental challenges. Mythical interpretation. These birds are believed to be hollow birds, symbolizing the emptiness left by the disaster. Mammalian mutations. The return of the wolf packs. Observed phenomenon. Contrary to initial expectations, large mammals like wolves have thrived in the exclusion zone. Genetic studies indicate surprisingly robust populations, with minimal signs of radiation-induced mutations affecting viability. Bison and wild horses. Observed phenomenon. The Przewalski horse and European bison have been successfully reintroduced. Monitoring shows these populations are relatively healthy, though ongoing research assesses subtle genetic impacts. Mythical interpretation. Ghost herds are a common motif, representing spirits guarding the land. Microbial and botanical transformations. Radiotrophic fungi. Observed phenomenon. Certain fungi species, like Cryptococcus neoformans, have been found to use melanin to convert gamma radiation into chemical energy, a process termed radiosynthesis. Scientific insight. This adaptation highlights the remarkable versatility of life and has implications for astrobiology and radiation remediation. Hyperaccumulator plants. Observed phenomenon. Plants such as sunflowers have been used in phytoremediation efforts due to their ability to absorb heavy metals and radionuclides from the soil. Environmental impact. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for ecological restoration strategies. The enigmatic aura of Chernobyl has permeated global culture, influencing media across various platforms. Dmitry Glukovsky's Metro 2033 Feet series and its subsequent video game adaptations delve into post-apocalyptic survival in radiation-tainted environments, reflecting societal anxieties. Games like Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl, immerse players in a fictionalized exclusion zone teeming with anomalies and mutated creatures, blurring the lines between reality and imagination. Documentaries provide factual accounts, while films often dramatize events, contributing to the mythos surrounding the disaster. Distinguishing fact from fiction requires meticulous scientific inquiry. Studies conducted by the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, and the Chernobyl Tissue Bank have provided invaluable data on the biological effects of radiation. Data indicates that while mutations occur, the prevalence of grotesque deformities portrayed in media is exaggerated. The Chernobyl disaster not only impacted the physical environment but also left deep psychological scars. The radiophobia phenomenon describes the fear of radiation's unknown effects, often exacerbating stress-related health issues. Stories of monsters can be interpreted as manifestations of collective trauma, serving as metaphors for the invisible and insidious nature of radiation. Paradoxically, the exclusion of humans has turned the zone into a de facto wildlife sanctuary. Biodiversity assessments reveal a resurgence of species, from lynxes to eagles, suggesting that the absence of human activity may outweigh the negatives of radiation exposure in ecological terms. This rewilding presents unique opportunities to study ecosystems' resilience and offers insights into conservation biology. The Chernobyl exclusion zone remains a complex symbol, a testament to human fallibility and a canvas for nature's adaptability. While science demystifies many of the mutations and dispels myths of monstrous beings, the allure of Chernobyl persists. It challenges us to reflect on the consequences of technological advancement untethered by caution. By exploring these mutations and myths with a critical yet open mind, we honor both the victims of the disaster and the enduring spirit of inquiry that drives us to understand our world. Special thanks to the researchers, scientists, and local residents who shared their knowledge and experiences. If you found this exploration enlightening, consider subscribing and joining our community of curious minds. Together, we delve deeper into the stories that shape our understanding of the world. Don't forget to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.